And I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out.
And after that movie, he asked to kiss me. And I was very nervous because I had never done anything with a guy, and I was bi-curious, so I said yes. And we ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest, he's the worst kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
So the waiter in Tati's video finally now speaks out, and it just feels like more and more of this situation is just unraveling. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today, and if you haven't already, click that button and subscribe to my channel. Click, and definitely follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali, for consistent content. Now, I feel like I've done a lot of videos on this particular situation, but more and more information is being revealed, literally day by day. And if you actually watch Tati's video where she talks about the particular waiter in the video and how James Charles is like, don't worry, I can do X, Y, Z because I'm a celebrity, I'm this person with power, money, fame, therefore I can do X, Y, Z. Obviously, a form of delusional behavior, which a lot of people get to when they have this money, power, and fame with them. And basically, if you guys don't know about that particular story with the waiter, I'll quickly explain it to you right now. Then obviously the waiter was getting prepped because Tati was coming in with everybody for having, a massive birthday kind of dinner. And obviously James had a crush on this waiter who also happened to be straight, bi-curious, whatever. He just wasn't gay. And we all know James Charles likes to go for straight men, likes to go for what he can't have. And obviously expressed to people in the restaurant that he likes this person. Can I get his number? Can I, get to know this person? Obviously at that point, he refused.
And throughout the night, James and his friend and everyone, they just kept looking at me, but especially James. And he was looking at me. Later on that night, he started talking to the other employees about me, asking me if I had a Valentine. This was on Valentine's Day. And he kept asking the waiters if I was single and that they thought I was very attractive. Or he especially thought that I was very attractive, and he wanted to get my phone number and all that. But the wait staff at my restaurant didn't let that happen. He left and it kind of just went untalked about. The next day, my sister convinced me to direct message James Charles, and I did. We can throw the screenshot up here somewhere.
Then it came to a point where the particular person himself, the waiter, through his sister, decided to contact James Charles, and obviously they wanted to have a conversation about the situation, and he wanted to get in touch with him, and that he did.
And I was curious. Later that night, he invited me out to his hotel room. When I got there, in the video, he said I was brought up by 4 security guards, but in reality, I was brought up by 1 concierge.
And then there were DMs flowing through, having a full-on conversation, because James Charles obviously responded to the point where he invited him to his hotel, and this particular waiter went to the hotel because he was bi-curious at this point of time, and then they started kissing.
And after that movie, he asked to kiss me. And I was very nervous because I had never done anything with a guy, and I was bi-curious, so I said yes. And we ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest, he's the worst kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
And they kissed for a whole hour, apparently, and this particular waiter said that he was the worst kisser he's ever had, too much tongue. And I get it if somebody's the worst kisser, but if they are the worst kisser you've ever had, why are you kissing them for an hour? If they are the worst kisser you've ever had, you'd not be kissing that person for like the first 30 seconds, let alone an hour. So that in itself is obviously quite confusing to me. But then obviously it came to a point where James Charles wanted to fly him out, and he thought, hold on, I don't want to be using this person for his money, for his fame. I don't want to be taken out of where I am to be flown out to this particular person. He refused. And once he refused, this ignited anger within James Charles because he could not get what he wanted. He went and posted an aggressive tweet. He then went back and forth texting, and obviously this waiter was very stern on wanting to leave things on good terms, but James Charles was like, nope, that's not it. And then what I find interesting is within this dialogue between them two, he is basically dictating his sexuality. And he's saying to him, you do realize you're not obviously straight, you are XYZ, this is what you are. And the idea of dictating who and what somebody identifies by. This controlling narcissistic mechanism, this manipulative technique that a lot of people use in order to control people, to not only ensnare them by using guilt, by making them realize that they are wrong, or they are flawed, or they are the ones that made the mistake, which is again what Tati said, you know, somebody who always tries to make themselves the victim of every situation. They will keep attacking, but they'll still be a victim. Now, do I feel like James Charles is completely at fault here with this new information? I don't think he is, because obviously the waiter, it's his responsibility. He was the one who contacted him afterwards. He could have just left it there and then. And you know, for somebody to now say he's the worst kisser in the world, but if they're the worst kisser in the world, you wouldn't be kissing him for a whole hour. So there are potholes in his particular story. However, this doesn't negate any fault from James Charles. Again, you know, for him to have show such aggressiveness in his tweets, for him to show such aggressiveness in his stances, and to be very of a dictatorship. A dictatorship is abusive. And this is how abusive relationships can go, or abusive interrelations, any form of communication. You are in no position to tell somebody who they are, what they are, who they identify with and by. And if you see the tweet, he says that he's the one that's chasing after these people, you know, and it's like, it's not that serious for you to be going on these massive tweets talking about, your tweet is as if you've lost the love of your life. Really and truly, you tried to get somebody because the power and fame that you have had, it did not work, you thought it did, and now obviously, you know, you feel like you are the victim of the situation, and therefore he takes all accountability. And then in the future, there's more to this video information. As he expresses, he does state that he tries to fly him out again. And again, you can see that the first trial didn't work. So he's going to play victim, hoping that if you play victim, this particular waiter will crawl back, because he's trying to ensnare him with guilt and dictatorship abilities. When this does not work, the James Charles is going to try again and says, I want to fly you out. Listen, I've got the power, I've got the fame, I've got the money, I can fly you out because I like you, I want to monopolize you, I want to obviously capitalize on you, you are my property, my item, I want you, therefore I will do anything to get you, and expressing that I'm going to fly you out. And this is problematic, very problematic. And I feel like this is a manipulative kind of sexual, predatory kind of attitude. And this is probably the main reason for why he is losing subscribers so fast. Having said that, when you lament on the situation, and it's been so many days now, and I'm kind of tired of these videos, you do kind of realize the fact that why is a 43-year-old woman making a video about a 19-year-old boy? Like, although of course he's wrong in so many situations, 43, 19, 43, 19, like you think about it more and more, and you're just like, once it all cements into your brain, you're like, what is going on here? But this particular video is obviously about the waiter. Now he's come forward about the situation. I don't feel like he's 100% innocent because he contacted him. However, he did state that he was bi-curious, and James Charles is in no position to dictate whether somebody is still bi-curious or no longer bi-curious. The word curious means you want to try it out. If you like it, you do. You don't, you don't. Whatever. Nobody's entitled to tell anybody and dictate their sexuality journey. Nobody is. So for James Charles to think to do this, it's very narcissistic and it's very controlling. It's very, very controlling, and it easily ties in with the money, the fame, the newfound, you know, form of wealth that he has to use as manipulation techniques. It's a very interesting perspective, and it's a very interesting video that this waiter who released, then he deleted it because he actually recorded James Charles at that point as well. And in that particular state, you cannot record somebody without the permission because it's illegal, and therefore this particular waiter kid had to delete his video because he was worried about getting sued from James Charles as well. So there's even more going on, let alone him losing subscribers and Tati's video, and then Jeffree Star coming at him as well, and obviously other people revealing that they've unfollowed him. Now we've got the waiter himself in Tati's video now making his own video as well. This type of just, I don't even want to say teeth, I don't know what this is, it just keeps on coming over and over and over. There's just so much to the situation. So, you know, how can one stop making videos about it when more and more information is being revealed about this ridiculous cathartic situation? I just don't really know what else to say about it. I just feel like both of them are somewhat need to take responsibility. The guy for obviously being involved, and obviously James Charles for being ridiculously controlling, as you can see in the text messages, in the receipts all being posted. Like, when is this going to stop? We don't know. What's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows? Like, this is what it is with the whole beauty kind of like world, the environment. Obviously it's very saturated in LA, especially drama. Something's going on 24/7, and sometimes I feel like it's just a bit too much, and normally I don't really talk about US content, but here I am making 4 or 5 videos. It's just non-stop stuff, and everybody's asking for it because more information has been revealed, so I thought, why not just deliver? Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'd massively appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Click that button, please. Subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali, and comment down below, please. Let me know what you guys think about this whole new, fresh tea material that's been given to us in this particular video. What are are you for or against the waiter? Are you on his side? Do you think James has a point? Do you feel like James is very controlling? Because I think that he very is, and I feel like it's very problematic, especially in the text messages and the tweets. When he doesn't want something, he rants like a little kid. Very interesting.